Am I the asshole for refusing to go into Hooters for my brother's 18th birthday and sitting in the car? I'm 14F, and just last week, my older brother turned 18. He is at college a few hours away, so my mom, dad, and I got in the car to meet him and give him presents. And yeah, I crocheted him a Pikachu. Nobody talked about what we were eating for dinner ahead of time, or I just wouldn't have gone. But when we got there, my dad kept asking if my brother wanted to go to Hooters. I'm going to be honest and just say that it made me feel really uncomfortable. For those of you that don't know, Hooters is this chain restaurant where the whole point is to gawk at the waitresses, who are all hot girls wearing white shirts and little orange shorts. It made me feel really, really uncomfy and bad. So I said that they could go inside, and I looked and saw there was a bookstore like a 5-minute walk away. So I'd go there instead, because I did not want to go. My dad got pissed off and started screaming at me that if I had a problem, I could sit in the car. So I said, okay, I'll just sit here. He snatched my phone and screamed that I wouldn't need my phone to sit here. I said, okay. They went in, then about 20 minutes later, my mom came out to ask me to go inside with them. And I said, no, I don't want to go there. After they dropped off my brother, he screamed at me for my actions. I low-key thought my mom would get it, when we got home, she told me that I should have just gone in, because it was not that big a deal. I told her that it felt really gross to go to a restaurant just meant for gawking at women with my dad and brother, that if my dad wanted to perv out like that, he should have just gone with my brother. She said that sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do, which, yeah, I get that, but I figured that applied more to stuff like having to do homework or babysit my mom's friends' kids. Am I the asshole? I wanted to clear up something because it keeps coming up, but my brother's birthday dinner wasn't ruined. They got to go inside and have a good time. He got his presents and money, and he and dad talked about how big their waitresses are and how hot it would be to see her and the other girl together on the drive back to his school. So nothing was ruined because I wasn't there. And no, I'm not lying about my dad screaming. He screams when he gets mad. I know the difference between a scream, a yell, and raised voice or talk sternly. Go ahead and judge me, but don't call me a liar. Not the asshole. You're right. Going to Hooters with your dad and brother does sound like a gross time. I wouldn't have wanted to go either. It's not a family restaurant. They have a target demographic, and you're not it. Your dad's reactions are way out of line and sound borderline was abusive. I'm sorry. You may want to talk to your school counselor about his actions. She said that sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. And hard no on this. This is for stuff like homework, not going to a restaurant whose sole purpose is to objectify women with your brother and father while they eat wings and make inappropriate comments. Editing, because people are right. The father's comments' actions weren't borderline, they were abusive. Second edit. The more I think about this, the more I'm mad at OP's mom too. Just going along with it when it would have been so freaking easy to say, this sounds like a great bonding experience for you and son. Why don't you two go in together and OP and I will go browse some books. We can meet up when you're done. Third and final edit. To everyone saying it's a family restaurant, it's legitimately named after a nickname for large breasts. While I don't disagree that they are capable of providing good service for underage customers, which is the bare minimum for a place that allows kids, the whole damn point of the place is to be served by women in revealing clothing where you can ogle them. Honestly, OP, it would be so hilarious if you tell the school counselor and bring your father in so he can explain why he was trying to force you to go to Hooters. Let him try to justify his actions then. He'll be rightfully humiliated. Absolutely. I want the grown-ass adult to explain to the counselor that he pitched a hissy fit when his daughter said she was uncomfortable about the objectification of women by her family members while eating a meal. Let him stew in the uncomfortable conversation. Not the asshole. Genuinely so impressed with you sticking to your values and not going along with misogyny and the objectification of women, even under huge pressure from your parents. There's no way I would have had that level of maturity and strength of mind at your age. Girls like you will change the world. You felt uncomfortable being there. Him getting angry because you disobeyed him sends the wrong message to you. By his logic, you would always have to force yourself into uncomfortable situations to satisfy your father or husband or whomever. You stuck up for yourself and never feel bad for that. Massive respect to you. Not the asshole. Your mom is totally right that sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. But to appease horny men is not one of those situations. Obviously not the asshole. Your family is acting very f***ed up. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.